everyone, Chloe here with a base game build, a large family dream home. It's going to be a home with 6 bedrooms, so one for the parents, one for 2 girl toddlers, a boy toddler, 2 kids including a boy and girl, and then 1 teenage girl, which I would imagine would be like kind of one of the parents to the kids because 6 children is a lot. And I know I put 3 toddlers in this build, or 2 toddler rooms, one with 2 girls and one with 1 boy, and that's kind of a lot for gameplay, because toddlers can be very frustrating, but you can change one to a baby or another kid, or change one of the kids to a teenager's room really easily by just changing the beds, maybe getting rid of a couple toys and such. So anyways, this is a very large house. I think it ends up being around $150,000, which I think isn't that bad for how big of a house it is, and it's on a 40 by 30, so it's a very large house, and it's pretty cluttered because with only like base game furniture, a lot of times I get bored, so I add as much clutter as I can to make it kind of more realistic. I'm a big fan of clutter, as you can tell. I mean, I didn't label it as a cluttered home because, in my opinion, it isn't actually that cluttered because I've seen some people's builds being like very cluttered family home or whatever, and it's basically seems like it's kind of hard to walk around. This build isn't that hard to walk around because it's so big, and I think there's plenty of room in a lot of the kids' rooms. The parents' rooms ends up being a little bit smaller than some of the kids' rooms, which doesn't make sense, but I liked the location of the room. It's kind of away from the other kids, and it's downstairs, so they don't have to be upstairs with all, like, the 2 kids and the teenager. To me, that just made a lot more sense than having, and with the floor plan, it just worked out to make it bigger. So I cut out some of the roofing and some little things, like I got rid of some of the landscaping because I felt like you didn't need to see that, really. So in order to keep this house kind of cheaper too, I went through the debug catalog and got as many plants as I could from there that I knew were base game, although in the debug catalog it's kind of hard to tell what is base game and what isn't, but I used my best judgment and I tried to see like what was in the surrounding like areas in this world. This is in Newcrest right now. You can tell exactly where it is by the name of the lot, which is Midtown Meadows. It's like one of the bigger lots down in the left-hand corner, if you know what I mean. So this roof is very odd shaped, and it took me a while to like kind of figure out exactly what I wanted to do with it. I kind of changed some things around. I cut a little bit of it out, but not much. I wasn't sure how much to, but this video is sped up quite a bit, I think, because of how big this build is. It kind of took me, no, it didn't just kind of, it did take me a long time to finish, but that's fine. I like this house, and I'm glad that I did a base game build because I think a lot of people want that and need that in their lives. I know I did because okay, so I only have a couple expansion packs. I have Cats and Dogs, Get to Work, City Living, Seasons, and then for just regular game packs I have Dine Out, and then I just have the free Holiday stuff pack. That one's free, so everyone should go download that. I don't know why they like have that under when you go into the game and it has all of the packs listed and stuff, and then at the bottom it says free stuff, and one of them is a stuff pack, which is great, which is the holiday one, and then there's just one with 1 free guitar. Does anyone know why that's there? I feel like, to me, it just takes up room on the screen and is kind of unnecessary because it's just 1 free item, and like if you're gonna give us something free, why is it just 1 item? That's just my opinion. I don't know. So I ended up going with a wraparound porch, which I love because it reminds me of my friend's house when I was really young. Had this wraparound porch, which was basically around 3/4 of the house. Like, it went all the way around except for one side of the house, and I loved it because when there were parties, it was like everyone was on the porch all the way around the house. It's like everyone could be outside but underneath a roof, so like if it was raining it wasn't bad. So I guess I took a little bit of inspiration from that. But again, with the debug catalog, the cheat is Bb.showhiddenobjects, and also make sure to turn cheats on. So press Control-Shift-C, Testingcheats space true, then Bb.showhiddenobjects, and then Bb.showliveeditobjects, and then you press this. This is where I went wrong for a while. I was kind of confused about this cheat, but you're supposed to press the search icon, like the little seeing eyeglass right next to the search bar, and then scroll all the way down, and then it's there. Or you can go to, you see where the little yellow chair is, you can click on that, and then you go all objects, and then you go to the bottom. I usually just do it the search way, so maybe I'm wrong, but that's fine. So this house took me forever, but that's fine. It was really fun. And honestly, the reason why it took me so long is because with debug, I had to scroll through so much, you know? I didn't want the house to be too expensive. And also, I was trying to avoid all of the CC I have. I don't have that much build CC. I have a lot of Create a Sim CC, like a lot. But for build goes, I mostly have furniture. I don't really have very many, like, exterior stuff. I don't have very many walls, or I have a bunch of wood floors because, like, being someone that doesn't have very many packs, one of the number one things that's annoying about, that I think we should have more of and more swatches of, are wood floorings. Because it's just like, that one floor, the one wooden base game floor that I use for this house is like the glorious one or whatever, like the shiny, more expensive one. And I love it because it looks like a floor that should come with one of the other packs. It's so much more advanced than the other ones. I don't know if they just tried to make it look more expensive, because it is more expensive. But if we had more swatches of that, because I think we only have like 5, maybe, and that's kind of bad, especially for like doing base game builds, like the flooring. Like, I'm not a big fan of like carpet or anything. We only have 2 or 3 base game carpets. That's pretty skimpy, like, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyways, I just cluttered up the outside with as many plants from debugs as I could, because personally I don't like when my builds are too expensive, because I don't personally like cheating to get money in the game. Like, my favorite thing is doing the Rags to Riches challenge. Like, I love, like, making the game harder, because sometimes the game seems a little bit too easy in terms of, like, making money. And yes, you could cheat and stuff, but, like, I like coming from zero. And then that's why I feel like I haven't built many big houses like this, because usually you have to cheat to get them. But I think with an 8-sim home, you start out with maybe like 40,000 simoleons, maybe. I might be wrong, but you do start out with a lot more money if you have that many sims. So it shouldn't be that hard to get this house. Like, if you have the parents working a lot and maybe you have like a big garden. I did put a garden area in the back. I did put some seeds in the ground. I don't remember what plants I did. Hopefully they're ones that you can get some more money with. Again, I know there's a mod for this in terms of like getting loans to actually pay for your house, which is so realistic, and I think you should do that, because a lot of times, like, to have a pretty home, you have to cheat, and it sucks because I think you should be able to have lots that have a lot more things on them, like all of the EA built stuff. I know it's like built for people's systems to be able to take it no matter like what kind of like laptop you have, so then everyone can play it. It's like more accessible and whatnot. I know I was just contradicting myself about the making money thing, but I don't think this house is unattainable because all of the landscaping is debug. I'm pretty sure every single item on the exterior or like outside plants are debug. Most of the stuff inside are not, though, because scrolling through the debug for, like, it doesn't have as much furniture. At least I don't have any that many packs, so it's not like my debug catalog is that big. So basically, lately what I'm doing with building is, like, one of the first things I do before I even do any landscaping, I go through the debug and then I grab every single item that I think I might want and do multiples of, so then I could just layer them, and so then I don't have to go through the catalog again, which is my favorite. Also, with these pillars, I just always need to add them to a house. Like, I don't know about you, but when the edges, like, are just corners like that, and it doesn't have as much structure or, like, 3D, like, to them, I always need to do it. So I cut out me, like, picking the color for the roofing, and then making most of this porch cover out of little fenced as I could, because it was kind of tedious, and you get the point. Like, as long as you saw the end of it, you know what I'm doing. I've seen a lot of people do this anyways. And that's another thing that I also am obsessed with at the moment in terms of porches. I just think it looks a lot better than having a regular roof, because when you have a roof on it, from the outside, it's, like, hard to see underneath the porch, if you know what I mean. Like, if you have furniture underneath, it's, like, hard to see. But I did use medium walls for this house too, which also makes it look a lot bigger and more expensive, which it is expensive and it's also big. But I'm definitely planning on doing more base game builds, or at least for a while, before I get any more packs, because yes, I do have packs, so, like, I can build homes that are pack restricted, but if I don't have very many, I might as well just do a base game one, right? Am I right? Because, like, it makes sense why so many people have just base game, because of how expensive all the expansion packs can get. I mean, for the Black Friday deal, it's like 50% off almost everything, which is great. And I did spend like $60 that day. I don't even know how much money I spent, but, like, every time it happens, that sale happens, I always feel like I should have spent more money, which is bad. I always want to buy another pack, because I love building so much, but I think it would be better just to first get bored with all the packs I have, and then buy new ones, so then I, like, pace myself. That's my idea of what I'm doing. So this just ignore this part. I was trying to put a separate little dining area in the kitchen, and it wasn't really working. I was struggling with the layout of the kitchen a little bit, because it's a weird, like, size and shape, but I did spend a lot of time cluttering this house. I might have already just said that, but I don't mind. Also, I like to put cabinets, like that big cabinet, as just a regular piece of furniture a lot in houses, but when I did that and then I put the walls down, you know, it disappeared, so it looks like there was nothing there, and I hate that, and I don't know why they did that, because I think it looks good just to have, like, one cabinet, and yes, it's thought of as a wall item and it would disappear, but I don't know how they would fix that for just that item, though, because then it would be bulky and in the way if you had it above the counters, you know, and it didn't disappear when you put the walls down. Okay, so I tried doing it, but it didn't work, okay? So I ended up putting an island in this, which is a good idea, because I feel like the house, there's just so many people in this house, and there needs to be, like, more than just the dining room in terms of, like, seating areas for food. And I'm glad that the kitchen is sort of bigger. I'd rather have a big kitchen than a big, like, master bedroom, because of how many people are living in this house, and also big living rooms is a must-have. And I did create a big living room with lots of seating and a large TV, of course. I love things to just be realistic, do you know what I mean? Like, when there's no TV in the house, I'm like, sorry, but, like, who doesn't like watching TV, right? Or just watching videos in general, right? Yeah. Okay, well, you get the point. So I clutter up this little bookcase at the end here, and I think I cut out a little bit of me doing the kitchen. I'm just cluttering it up and stuff, because you'll see it later, but Alright, so for the rest of this video, I'm just cluttering up the kitchen, and then adding some rugs, cluttering up that little bookcase, maybe doing a bathroom, and then doing the little office area and the entryway area. The office area is also kind of part of the entryway area, and then because it goes onto the side/front porch, so I finished up doing that, and I did realize afterwards, okay, so I did playtest this, like, at the end, and everything should work properly. I fixed the little part of the porch, like, the top part of the porch. I forgot to add another line on it, so it's not symmetrical. So if that was bothering you, I do go back and fix that. And upstairs, I'm just gonna mention this because in the next video I'm just gonna do for music, because I feel like I explained this house pretty well already, but upstairs there is one painting that kind of intersects the fencing of where the stairs are. So it, like, the painting is going into the fencing, and just so you know, like, that I fixed that too. And then the computer in the little office area that I'm about to do does work. Although I had to move a little bit of the clutter around. That's one of my pet peeves. It's like I always clutter up the little desk because that's realistic, right? Because, like, who has a perfectly clean desk, really? And I don't know, in The Sims everything looks better when it's cluttered. My opinion. Anyways, I had to move some things around for the office area. And then, oh yeah, I finished up the little dining room area. I just do bookcases everywhere. It's quite a classic looking house, and that's why I called it a dream home, because it's beautiful, classic, base game, huge. Alright, so that's about it. I hope you guys have a great time watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.